I'm Vishal Narain. I've been with MDI for almost 16 years now. So for many years, I've been working on issues around water governance, water security, gender rights and equity issues in water management. And in the last few years, I focused a lot on issues of peri-urban water security, looking at how, as a city expands, access to water for those who live around the city gets compromised. And I've also looked at the intersection of urbanization as a stressor with forces of climate change, looking at how communities adapt to these stresses and how we can enhance their capabilities and adaptive capacities in dealing with the negative impacts of climate change. A lot of these problems that we talk about of urbanization, unplanned urban expansion, climate change, they are known as what we call, wicked problems, which means that they're not amenable to easy solutions. And they're very complex interlinkages. There's no linear causality here. And therefore, looking at these looking at these problems requires a very systemic view, where we look at the relationship between the social and the ecological systems, and it requires cutting across the boundaries of conventional disciplines. So a program in public policy and management that combines insights from the knowledge domains of public policy, of governance, management and social science disciplines is extremely essential to develop a perspective on these challenges and to find sustainable solutions to them. Often when we think of public policy, we think of public policy in a very prescriptive sense. We assume that there is a dearth of policy solutions, and that the role of policy analysis is simply to provide solutions, simply to suggest what we call quote-unquote policy recommendations. But that's not all, because very often even the best policy prescriptions that are based on scientific analysis, that are based on good science, don't work when they come to the field, and therefore one needs a deeper understanding of public policy processes. And one of the strengths of MDI's program in public policy and management is that while most other programs in Asia and in India focus much more on the prescriptive dimensions of public policy, at MDI we have an emphasis both on the prescriptive and the process dimensions of public policy, and this comes mainly through the eclectic blend of courses in our curriculum, cutting across the management and social sciences. So we draw insights from development sociology, legal anthropology, political science, public administration. That really gives participants a very good, entry point to understand why policies don't deliver, why the best conceived policies fail when they come to the ground. And I think that kind of a perspective is very necessary to build. And I'd also like to add that these are challenges that are beyond the scope or beyond the capability of any one actor, right? It's not just the state that needs to think about them, and therefore we talk of what we now call network governance, which is about partnerships across the state, non-state actors, civil society organizations, NGOs, researchers, academics, and so we need to sensitize different segments of society to these complex problems and provide them with tools, with a conceptual grounding, with critical background, and with practical tools to address them. And that's where I think getting in participants outside the state, outside civil servants, is very important in a public policy program.